Happy lunchtime! So, this is apparently turning into a thing. It was completely by accident, but with the quarantine and all that, I have to get my special needs son up. He has appointments at like 8:30, 9 o'clock. Then he's got another one today at 2. So, I have just been accidentally only being able to do my makeup on lunch break. So, while you're eating, enjoy this little video. If it gets uploaded in time, because I was gonna do this live, but with the bipolar weather that we've been having, my internet is kind of like, I don't know, it's in and out. It's super windy here. It's sunshiny, thank God, because it was pouring rain yesterday. So I hope this uploads in time. But as you can see, I'm trying to be super bright because I'm sad and I'm trying to brighten up my day. I want to use my Kaleidos Neon. I have not given this as much love as it deserves. This is such an amazing palette. All of these Kaleidos palettes are amazing. If you haven't picked them up, you should. They're great. The shimmers are some of the most amazing shimmers that I have in my collection, and I have a lot of stuff. So I'm going to do a look with this today and try to be bright and cheerful and fake it till I make it. So I'm just going to use a big fluffy blending brush. It's a BH Cosmetics. I'm going to go into this yellow as my transition. Now I will say this about this neon palette. I consider these to be bright shadows, not necessarily neon. And I say that because I have the Makeup a Murder neon loose pigments, and those to me are neon. Like, they are glow in the dark, fluorescent, oh my gosh, neon. These are not as bright on the skin as they are in this palette. But that's okay because I actually like that about this palette. You can still do a super bright, cheerful look and not necessarily have to be like walking around looking like a highlighter. Although I do have some highlighter looks that I enjoy to do. But today I wanted bright, not necessarily fluorescent, if that makes any sense. So I'm just using this as like my transition shade. So I'm doing it in my crease, but above my crease because I have hooded eyes. So I'm just taking it and going back and forth. If you notice, I'm doing kind of windshield wiper motions, but also kind of circular motions just to get it on there and to blend it. So I kind of dab, 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 and blend, 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 blend. And that's kind of how I do with all of my shadows. Okay, so as soon as I have the intensity that I want it, I'm going to take, as I go down my lid, I go down in brush size. Oh, excuse me. So this is still a fluffy blending brush, and actually I think this one's going to be too big. I need one that's a little bit smaller. Hang on. Here we go. So it's still a fluffy blending brush, but it's smaller than the one I use for the transition shade. And I'm going to go into this bright orange. I had the names on the sleeve, the little plastic sleeve, but I lost that somewhere. So I'm going to start this on my outer corner to get the intensity because I want it more towards the edge. I'm going to do kind of like a halo. So I'm just going to take this on both sides with the intensity of the orange that I want. So I'm placing most of the pigment on either side, leaving the center. And then I'm going to pull the excess left on my brush into my crease. And then kind of circular into that transition shade. So I'm going intense, intense, and then with what the residue is left, then I go into my crease and then I pull it up just slightly into that transition shade, a little bit above my crease. And the reason I do that is because of, again, my hooded eyes. And that is so that you can actually see it when I open my eyeball. If I didn't pull this shade up a little bit into that transition shade, you wouldn't really be able to see it other than on the sides. And holy crap, I'm looking like a flaming hot Cheeto. These two colors I seem to have in a lot of different palettes. So you could do this look and not necessarily have to have this palette, although I highly recommend this brand. Shipping's going to take forever. Just going to give you a heads up. It's going to take forever. But worth the wait, worth the wait, worth the wait. But these two colors, the Conspiracy palette has it. The Jawbreaker palette has these two colors. I'm trying to think of basically any palette that has a bright yellow and a bright orange in it, you can do this look with. So don't feel like you have to go out and buy makeup to create looks. Just look through your stash of what you've got. Although we all love a little retail therapy. Okay. So I got it going like that. I am going to go back with that yellow in just a second after I get done blending. Blending, 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 blending. I'm going to go back to that yellow and just lightly go above right where the yellow and the orange meet, just to blend it a little better and to create more of that gradient. And that just helps, like if you lost anything while you were blending that other color, or if you got that color up a little too high, whatever, you can kind of fix it. Okay, so to deepen this up, I'm going to take this even smaller. I'm going to go into this red. And I'm just going to dab this on the outer and inner corner slightly, just to create a little bit more depth to the look. I will not pull this through my crease. And I just realized that my lighting's kind of bad, and I'm sorry. But you get the gist. I mean, with all the people who do these looks and stuff online, you get the gist of how to do it. Okay. So for this center part that I left open, and I'm super excited about this, I'm going to go into this gorgeous orange shimmer. Now, I'm not going to use glitter glue this time, but I am going to take my Morphe setting spray and spray my brush. And I have this like flat, it's kind of fluffy, but it's flatter so that I can pick that shade up. And I'm just going to spray it. And I'm going to dip in. I'm going to tap off so I don't have fallout. And I'm just going to add that to the center. And then after I get a majority of it in the center, then I'll kind of dab it towards the inner and the outer. Just to kind of blend it. Because I want a majority of this concentrated on the center part. God, that shade is so pretty. Oh, I love it so much. If you want to intensify this, you can use glitter glue and it will really intensify it. I just sprayed my brush again just so that I can really pick that shade up. if you wanted to do not so bold of a look, you cannot spray your brush and pick up the product. And that will kind of make it almost like a topper. And so it won't be quite as intense, although these shimmers are pretty intense on their own, even without glitter glue or setting spray. I mean, they're pretty amazing. So because my hooded eyes, this will transfer up. So I'm going to tilt my head back. Don't look at my nose. I'm going to tilt my head back, and I'm just going to dab it in that crease a little bit, just because I already know that this is going to transfer up anyways. So I'm just trying to control it a little bit. So I'm going to go back into the one that I did the orange, and I'm just going to pull through my crease a little bit just to help spread that shimmer out and try to help with some of that transfer. Okay, so with this smaller like pencil brush, detail brush, I'm going to spray it again because now I'm going to go into this pink shimmer and hope that it blends well, because I'm going to put this on my bottom lash line. So I did tap it so that anything that would fall out before I went to put it on my eye. Oh, God. I've used these shimmers so many times, and every time I'm still like, oh. I just love them. I love them, love them, love them, love them. I cannot praise this brand enough. Their highlighters, so good too. The only product that I've used of this brand, Kaleidos, which I'll link it below, that I wasn't a super fan of was their lippy, their liquid lips. And that was just because it's meant more for like a Korean, I think, because they're very sheer. And I like a pigmented lip. Golly. Okay, so I'm going to take that brush that I did the yellow. I'm not going to dip it back in any way, shape, or form, but I'm just going to use this to kind of fluff out underneath, just so that it's not such a stark line, just to blow it out. You will get a little bit of the yellow off of there onto your lower lash line, but it's not, I mean, it's not like super dramatic like the top part is. And I'm having blending issues. One moment. Oh, golly. Okay. So the only color I didn't use is this green. I will use it one day, just not today, with this look. I'm going to go into my Color Pop, and it's Insomniac, which is a bright pink. And I'm going to put that on my waterline, just to keep in with the pink that I put on my lower lash line. You could use yellow, you could use orange, you could even pop in like a teal if you wanted to, just to add another color. You could do a green if you wanted to, but I'm just keeping with the pink. So how quick was that? Super bright, matches my shirt. I am going to put on mascara and do my lip, and then I'll be right back. So hang tight. I'm back. You ready? You ready? You ready? Here is the final look. So I felt a little bit extra today. So I did my mascara, which I always do the same stuff. And then I decided I wanted lashes. So this is the Lash Couture in Chiffon by Kiss. These are not that expensive. I can rewear them a bunch of times, but they're super dramatic, as you can see. Thank goodness that I put them on, not on the camera, because of the fact that I poked myself in the eye and had to do a lot of that fixing. I'm not that skilled, okay? I don't wear them all the time. Don't judge me. So the lip is actually Fenty Stunner in Unlocked. I love, 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 love this formula. I hope she comes out with a bunch more shades in these because I love them. They don't transfer. They last all day. The doe foot makes it super, super, super easy. Can you see it? To line your lip with it. They feel great on. They're not drying. And then what I did was I just took my finger and I dabbed into that same pink that I used on my lower lash line. And I just dabbed a little bit in the shimmer just to kind of brighten it and give it some. I did take that same brush that I sprayed and used for this orange, and I just dabbed that into the inner corner to do that inner corner highlight. But all in all, I love it. It's super bright and fun, and my eye is still watering from where I poked it, but we're going to move on like it didn't happen. So here's the final look. We're not going to judge if my lashes are not on right. But that's it. I wish you could see how this looks in person because it's not it's not translating on camera as good as it is in person. It's super glittery and super bright and just super fun. I'm loving it. So now I've got to go back to work. But if you watched all this, thank you. Appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed your lunch. I'm going to drink some more coffee and go back to work. But love yourselves, love each other, and try to survive your quarantine. I hope this helped. Put some bright makeup on. If you are in the makeup group and you are watching this, do a bright look and then tag me in it. Let me see it because I want to see it. It definitely helps lift your mood. So anyways, subscribe, ring the bell, share with your friends, whatever I'm supposed to say to get you guys to subscribe and to get big so I can get free stuff. So whatever. Do all that if you like watching these. But love you guys. Bye.